Hey, real quick before we dive into the Hardcore Closer podcast, if you haven't already, jump over to hardcorecloser.com, sign up, and join over 20,000 sales professionals from around the world and receive free hardcore sales training every week after week that will help you step your game up. Now, buckle up, closers. Here's Ryan. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Hardcore Closer podcast. I am Ryan Stewman, founder of hardcorecloser.com, and this podcast is all about helping you close more deals. Listen, if you're selling cars, homes, financial services, coaching, consulting, magical berries, gremlins, gnomes, doesn't matter what it is that you're selling, this podcast is dedicated to helping you sell more of it, get better leads to sell it to, increase your closing ratios, and show you how to charge premium fees for the items you sell so that you can get paid what you're worth. Man, we are already at episode number 33 of the THC podcast. You know, I'm really digging these. I like these, the format that we've got going on. You know, we've got the buffers, we've got the advertisements. People are giving us some great feedback. We're getting a lot of reviews on iTunes. We'll get to that here in a second. But I really appreciate the engagement and everything. I see every day people are sharing and tagging me in the THC podcast replays, checking it out on the Hardcore Closer fan page and everything else. So I greatly appreciate that. But the one thing that helps me the most, oh, and I see we got fucking jokes over here, but I'll get to the jokes here in a second. But the one thing that helps me the most is leaving the reviews on iTunes, because iTunes is this huge search engine for podcasts. And I have to be rated and people have to engage with my podcast in order for iTunes to show it to more people. And listen, my goal is to reach 300 million salespeople and help them improve their life through selling. And one of the biggest modalities and mechanisms for me to be able to do that is through iTunes. So this is me being desperate, right? I desperately need you to get your ass over to iTunes and leave me a 5-star review, because that's what the fuck I need, right? Right here, this is a repeat, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again anyway. My producer's slipping, but this is still fucking hilarious anyhow. But it says Top Notch Boss by CD Raper or C Draper or CD Rapper. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, it says, been a huge fan for a long time. Needless to say, I keep up with Stewman on multiple levels: Facebook, books, podcasts, emails, everything else. Keep up the awesome work. I appreciate that, CD Raper or C Draper, C Drapper, CD Rapper, C Draper, right? Maybe it's Czechoslovakia. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I appreciate it, homie. And Robert, you slipping like a motherfucker. I think this is a repeat from like 2 weeks ago.
Is it really? I'm going to dig into the older notes, man, and check that out. I usually keep a good track on those, man. I will have to check that out. My bad. Sorry, C Rapper.
When you're a radio host, you don't forget a name like CD Raper or some shit like that, right? This guy is no longer a fan, right? He's like, you just butchered my fucking name. Fuck you, Stewman. I'm out.
Maybe even butchered it twice. On multiple episodes.
And maybe we still haven't got it fucking right. Maybe you even spelled it wrong in the review. Fuck, I don't know. All right. It's early in the morning. We're having a good time over here. Let me fucking zone this thing back in. Let's get into the episode. Let's talk about 7 reasons, because people love lists that end in odd numbers, right? That's how we work as a society these days. Take note. Matter of fact, take 3 notes. 7 reasons why sales is the best opportunity you could possibly have. Listen, I took my first sales job at 13 years old. I had actually been working at this car wash since I was like 8. And I was vacuuming cars, wiping off cars, picking up the trash out of the flower beds. You know, my stepdad put me to work doing just the odd jobs around the car wash and stuff like that to keep me busy, because, you know, I was a ADD kid that liked to get in trouble, and this was their way of keeping me out of trouble. But in Texas, in the summer, like picking up trash, working vacuums, it's like 100 degrees outside. It's hot as fuck, right? And so while I'm out here sweating and washing cars and picking up trash and everything else, I noticed the dude at the front of the car lot that sold car washes got to sit in the shade all day. I noticed that he didn't have to do the manual labor. He just walked up to the cars and sold them something, gave them a ticket, and that was the extent of his job. And, you know, I'm all for hard work, but dude, like, I'm not for the car wash, man. It was rough. Well, later on, actually, by the time I was 17 or 18, I had gotten in a fight with my stepdad. I quit the car wash and got a job with my uncle wiring houses as an electrician's apprentice. And as an electrician's apprentice, if I thought the car wash was hot, the fucking electrical job was twice as hot. because now I had to get in the attic of houses in Texas in July. Now it's 105 degrees outside in the summer in Texas. It's 145 degrees in the attic. And here my young ass, I'm 17. I'm the skinny dude on the job. I'm the young dude on the job. They give me the bitch work, right? And man, I did a lot of bitch work, and it really, really sucked. But one thing I noticed as an electrician, the sales representative for the builder would come in wearing a suit. He would show people the house, talk to them. He never had to lift a hammer. He would tell us what to do, and all the other guys would get pissed off. They'd be like fancy pants, suit wearing, Mercedes driving salesmen, and they'd get all mad at him and shit. And I remember being up in the attic thinking, fuck, dude, I am on the wrong side of this gig. I am on the wrong side. Here I am pulling wire for $7.50 an hour and working my ass off and getting paid a little commission for rushing through jobs and getting them done. But like, dude, there's really nothing to this. Meanwhile, this salesperson over here is driving a fucking Benz wearing a suit, and he ain't even lifting a hammer. I got all this shit wrong. I realized that I need to be in sales. So I quit my job as an electrician, and I went back to the car wash, and I started selling car washes again. And, I was one of those guys that even in downtime, they would always change the rules around me, right? They're like, this guy works really hard. Let's mold shit around him. So I ended up doing the damn manual labor and selling car washes. And then once I got promoted to manager, I actually made less money than I did in sales, which is a big deal. Like a lot of people, they get promoted to management thinking they're going to make more money and thinking they're going to have authority and shit. And then you find out that there was more money in sales. Just keep that in mind. I've watched a lot of my clients over the years move into management and then go, fuck, dude, I got to get back into sales, man. I'm relying on other people and all this other stuff. It's not what I thought it was. So I personally don't like management. I hate managing my own damn company. I like being in the sales and creativity side. So which brings us to the topic of this podcast, is the 7 reasons that I fucking love sales, right? There's nothing better than the sales industry. If you could offer me any job anywhere on the planet right now, it would still be in sales. It would just be, what would I be selling? So here's the number one reason sales is fucking awesome, is we make our own rules. Name one other job where you can just come and go as you please. I think there is one now where this dude's paying everybody at least $70,000 a year and they make their own hours. But that's some weird ass Silicon Valley hippie fucking beatnik bullshit, right? That's not for everybody. Most places you have, if you're on a salary or if you're paid hourly, you have a specific schedule. However, in sales, we can pretty much make our own rules. When I worked at TexasLending.com, Casual Friday was supposed to be like the only day that you could wear jeans. But I was the top producer, and I wore jeans every day of the week, and nobody said shit to me. Not the CEO, not the general manager, nobody. They didn't want to get like in the argument over how I was dressed that could hinder my performance. Now, meanwhile, if Tim, the guy 2 cubicles over, could have shown up on a Thursday wearing pants, they'd have sent his ass home and made him change because he wasn't doing shit. But see, that's the thing about sales. When you're good at it, when you make your money and you prove yourself to everybody, they don't care how you dress, how you talk, how you look. All they care about is money, because that's what corporations are. That's what the bottom line for corporations are, right? To make money. So the number one reason why sales is badass is if you're good at it, you make your own rules. Number 2 is that, look, we don't have an income ceiling. Like, we got into sales so that we could write our own paycheck. I remember thinking, doing the math, the most I could make at the car wash, working hourly at 70 hours a week with overtime, was like $700, let's just say, right? And then I did the math when I got into the mortgage business. It's like, dude, this is an infinite amount of money that I could earn. And I actually opened my mindset to where I ended up making like $700,000 after only being in the mortgage business for a couple of years, right? I think I was in there for 2 years before I really struck gold. It's because there's no income ceiling. I don't care if you're selling cars or insurance. And I hear people all the time say, well, you can only make about $80,000 selling cars. That's bullshit. I got friends that make $250,000 selling cars, not being a GSM, not owning a dealership, but selling cars. And you can make $1 million selling cars if you're the dealer that's selling them. I've got friends that own dealerships that just sell 30 cars a month, and they make millions of dollars a year because they're selling the right 30 cars each month, and they know what to do, and they've got their message and everything else dialed in. Right? There is no income ceiling. See, if there's any kind of income limitations in your life right now and you're in sales, you put them there, not the marketplace, not the industry. There is a person earning $1 million or more a year in every industry on the planet. Yes, even the dog shit shuffling industry, there's somebody that owns a business that has a sales team that goes out and makes $1 million, and their job is a salesperson too, because they sold the original contracts to make the shit literally happen. This is, you get into sales, if you put a limitation on yourself, that's your fault. The marketplace does not. Number 3 is our clients love us. Like, this is the best, honestly, this is the best part about sales. Because like, people look to me as the salesperson, they look at me as like, I got the hookup. When I sold cars, I was their car guy. When I sold mortgages, I was their mortgage guy. Now that I do sales training, I'm their sales trainer. I'm their mentor. I'm their go-to guy for things Facebook, LinkedIn, sales, marketing, right? Like, people like that shit. Everybody wants a hookup. And if they find a salesperson they know, like, and trust, they'll send everybody to them. Oftentimes people say, well, my people don't send me referrals. That's because they really don't trust you. You see, I've always got referrals. Always got referrals because people trust me. Because clients love us. And if you do your job right and you're a grade A problem solver, and by the way, that's what we do as salespeople. We don't sell people stuff. We solve people's problems and make a commission as a byproduct of that. When you get good at that, you're really good. You're empathetic. You deliver. You do what you say. Your clients are going to fall in love with you. They're going to send you all of their friends because they want their friends to have the same awesome experience that they had, and they know you will deliver that for everybody. And dude, it's just something cool just being somebody's guy, right? It's like, oh, hey, here's Ryan, man. He's my motivational guy. Oh, hey, here's Ryan. He's my mortgage guy. Dude, if you need anything social media, it's Ryan. Dude, that's a good ass feeling. That's like a attaboy, a pat on the back. Who don't like that shit, right? Number 4, and this is another good one, right? But this really probably should have been in last place in all reality, but our employers love us too. Man, if you're good at sales, the CEO will do everything. And hey, you know, depending on what you got going on, you might even suck your dick. I'm just saying, right? See, if you're making a motherfucker a lot of money, dick sucking is definitely in the equation, right? So, cunnilingus, if you're a chick, right? I can't even believe I said that word. It sounds fucking crazy, right? But I feel still so dirty after what Trump said and shit like that. I'm definitely not offended by it, but I like definitely not trying to get no damn arguments and shit like that started either. It's like, can we not say these things anymore? But I don't give a fuck. I'm saying whatever the fuck, right? Anyway, back to the thing here. So our employees love us, right? Our employers love us. And the reason why is because we're making them money. We're propelling their vision forward. We're earning the capital to be able to keep them investing and growing their business, which is what they want to do. And man, when you take stress off of an employer, a CEO, a CFO, the HR department, whatever, when you take stress off of them and you start making the company money, then, dude, they take stress off of you too. Hey, you know what? There ain't nobody from the fucking HR department going to football games with the CEO. You know who the CEO takes to the football games with the badass tickets and the suites, or to the basketball games, or to the freaking concert, or on the company trip to Vegas, right? They ain't take the goddamn engineering staff. They take the sales staff. Why? Because the engineering staff ain't nothing but an expense. The sales staff writes their own fucking check and everybody else's in the company, and every good CEO and manager understands that, right? Number 5, speaking of that, is we travel often. Most of us in sales, even if we do local sales, we still get to move around often. Even when I sold cars in Dallas, every now and then I'd have to take trips to Oklahoma and Houston. I'd fly out and then drive one of the cars back. Things like that, because I mean, it's just part of it. If you're the top salesperson, they're going to trust me to send me on the way to go handle things. So, you know, nowadays I travel 1 to 2 times a month. I go to speaking engagements. I go to events. I just wrapped up an event Monday here where I spoke for an hour at Exponential Growth Summit with Darren Hardy, Josh Altman, Dustin Black, Mike Reese, Jay Kinder, and many more, Nick Nanton. Great people, right? And I spoke there for an hour, and there was probably 800 or so people in the audience. And this is the first time that I've done speaking engagement that size that was like local. So it was like really cool. Usually I'm up in the air. 2 weeks ago, I was up in Philadelphia with Captain Low Energy, No Review, swapping out Robert here. Producer Robert was up there with me too, right? He enjoyed drinking on my tab and crashing at the hotel room. Like, funny story. I got to tell this shit, right? Like, this is a funny story. And I'm going to botch it up. I'm probably going to make it worse than it really is. So you can correct me if you want, Robert. But like, so we show up in Philadelphia, and I'm a cheap bastard, okay? So there's certain things that I will spend money on, like nice cars, nice houses, and shit like that. But I fucking hate hotels, so I don't want to splurge on hotels. So I get a good deal, and I get this hotel up in Philadelphia, right there on Benjamin Franklin Avenue and shit like that. And I get this hotel room, and it's me, Patrick Grabs, Alex Pace, and producer Robert, right? We all go into the hotel. Patrick and Alex flew with me from Dallas so that they could help me putting on the event that I'm doing up there. They're basically my posse, my crew. They go everywhere with me, right? And so it's actually cool because they wear like Break Free Academy shirts. I feel all fancy and shit, like MC Hammer showing up, right? Like, give my mink socks, motherfucker. Anyway. So we're there. We're sharing this suite in this hotel room. It's supposed to have 2 rooms, and it doesn't, right? So Pat and I, we just snuggled in one bed together. No, I'm just kidding, right? But so Pat and I got one room, and it's got 2 beds in this one room. And there was supposed to be 2 rooms in the suite, but I guess somebody else took it. So Alex and Robert, they got to like switch out for like the fold out couch and a mattress and cots and shit like that, right? It just didn't work out the way it was. So I don't know what you do when you can't sleep comfortably, but when I can't sleep comfortably, I go out drinking, especially when I'm on the road, right? That's one of the benefits of being in sales. We travel, and when you travel, you get to do shit you don't normally do at home. Or you get to do shit that you normally do at home, but in a different foreign land, y'all, right? So we go out drinking. And the night that we went out drinking, we like ate at the Cheesecake Factory. We're walking around just trying to find out what's going on down there. And we go into this like side alley, right? And it's late at night, been drinking and shit like that. We go into this side alley and we go in this bar, and like nobody is in the bar but dudes. And then it dawned on us like, oh shit, man, we're in a gay bar. Then we like get out of there and we go to this other bar down the street, and we go in there. There ain't nothing but dudes either. So we just gave up and drank. I'm pretty sure we spent the night drinking in a gay bar. Like, not that I give a fuck, right? But I'm pretty sure that's how everything wound up. Then as we have, and they probably just assumed that we was gay too. We 4 dudes locked up in a fucking hotel room. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that this was probably the presumption that none of us were fucking oblivious and drinking. None of us even fucking had this idea, right? This is probably the perception. But here we are. We definitely hit the first gay bar, but we didn't drink in there. We bailed. But the second one, we just gave up and we're like, fuck it. They sell alcohol. We'll just stay over here to ourselves, right? Then as we're leaving, I don't know what time it is. I think it's like early in the morning, late in the evening. It's not too late, right? But it's like, drinking time to go home late. And we're standing out in front of this place called the Heritage Club. And it's like, this fucking old school Philadelphia building, built in the fucking whatever 100s or however old that city is, right? And so we're sitting there looking at it, and I'm reading the inscription on the deal, and it's talking about how great people like Benjamin Franklin and shit like that. And I fucking kid you not, Benjamin Franklin walks out the front door of this fucking place. No, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on in there, but I was like speechless for a minute. I'm like, oh shit, that's Ben Franklin. And I know what you're thinking, right? Like, we're drunk, we were seeing things, right? No, it was fucking Ben Franklin. And here's the crazy thing, right? He was a fucking snob, so we know it was the real Ben Franklin, because we know the real Ben Franklin was some aristocratic fucking dickhead. Yeah, maybe smart, maybe stole these ideas from other people. You know how motherfuckers were. It had to be him. I'm pretty sure we saw a fucking ghost walking, which actually further fucking drives home my conspiracy theory that all politicians are lizard people who just fucking morph. They've never died. I'm just kidding. I'm just sort of. But anyway, so I start screaming at this dude, Ben! And then Pat, he's next to me, he's like, Ben! Then lower energy Robert's over there like, Ben. Anyway, so we're like all yelling for Ben, and he don't even fucking turn around. He don't give 2 fucks about us. I'm all, Ben, I love your money. But see, he didn't give a fuck. And I'm like, man, are we drunk? Did we just see fucking Ben Franklin cross the fucking street? And nobody in Philadelphia, people didn't even act like they saw him. There was other people out in front of this place, and nobody even acted like they saw him. The fucking 4 of us saw him, so I know that he was real. But dude, he walked across the street. Nobody fucking said anything. Nobody snapped a fucking selfie with him. The cars didn't stop for him. It was the craziest fucking thing ever. It's like, oh, hey, it's fucking Ben Franklin walking at midnight in Philadelphia. No big deal. Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to this. So we get to travel often, and that was one of my travel stories. Number 6 is we get to meet new people constantly. New people like Benjamin Franklin. But I didn't get to meet him. I was calling out to him. But, when we showed up in Philadelphia, we got to meet people that we had never met before. And we became friends with people that we had never even knew existed before. We show up at different opportunities. You get to meet people. I was here speaking at the EGS deal with Jay and Mike, and I got to meet Nick Nanton, and I got to meet Albie Stasek, and I got to meet all these people that I didn't know before that now I'm friends with. And it's really cool, right? That's like the good thing. If you like meeting people and shaking hands and being friends with people and networking and stuff like that, dude, you can't beat a sales job. And then number 7, and this is like, dude, this is probably one of the biggest perks to being in sales. And that's, dude, we got connections everywhere. I got the hook up on everything from fucking drugs, the cars, the houses, the jewelry. Like, I got the hook up on fucking everything, right? Like, I know where to get the best deals for the best price from the best people on anything out there because I'm a fucking salesperson. I'm connected as fuck. Right? And listen, everybody wants to know, I told you this already, everybody wants to know a salesman that they can trust. And so I have become that guy. I'm a salesman they can trust. They know I'm a straight shooter. They know I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself if you're trying to hit me with some bullshit. So I have attracted like top level. I got the hookup. So people come to me, they say, hey, who's your jeweler? People come to me, they say, hey, who's your weed man? But I don't share that shit because that's not a nobody's damn business, right? They say, people come to me, they say, who's the best real estate agent in this marketplace? Or who's somebody I can trust to get a mortgage over here? Like, I got the connections and they know that I am the connector. So they hit me up wanting to be the connectee. So here's the other thing is I even owned a business one time called Lifestyle Connections. And that's what I did. I networked people that were looking to buy real estate with people that owned real estate and people that could manage real estate. And I just connected people through all the lifestyle that they wanted to have the lifestyle that they wanted through my connections, right? So like, dude, that's like a big ass perk, man. If you're a salesperson and you ain't got the hookup everywhere, you ain't doing your job right. We should be trading referrals with other salespeople all day, every day, right? So let's go over the quick 7 perks or the 7 reasons why sales is the best. Number 1, we make our own rules. Fuck you, pay me, I do what I want, right? Number 2 is we have no income ceiling. We can make as much money as we want. The only limitation you put on yourself is the one that you put on yourself, damn it. Our clients love us. Dude, if you're a good salesperson, people love good salespeople because they hate fucking bad salespeople. And there's bad salespeople everywhere. Our employers love us because we making them money. We get to travel often to places like Philadelphia, drinking gay bars and running to Ben Franklin. We get to meet new people constantly, like Ben Franklin after leaving gay bars in Philadelphia. And then also number 7 is we got connections everywhere. I got connections worldwide like Pitbull. So listen, here's the deal. I'm doing webinars on Thursdays, right? Like they're live. I'm really showing up and really doing them. You can go to hcwebinar.com, sign up. The shit's badass. Like we're doing, it's not even, I hate even saying webinar, but that's what you know it as. But dude, it's going to be so sick. You're going to love it. Make sure you sign up, hcwebinar.com. You can also get the replays of all these podcasts at hcpodcast.com, which will lead you over to the Hardcore Closer podcast page and everything else. Do me a favor, leave me a motherfucking review on iTunes. I'll be begging y'all every damn week. Hook a brother the fuck up. And also make sure you connect with me on social media by going to clyxo.com, clixo.com/closer. That's clyxo.com/closer. Make sure you sign up and get a free account while you're there. And we'll see you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen.